Three Themes Live. You know what? Your outfit's quite fitting for today, I'd say.
That's why I got it, because
That's pretty good.
I wanted to look like a gingerbread man.
Exactly. I love it.
So
I'm here for it. Like the white,
I know. Yeah.
Oh, that is cute.
Yep.
Very, very fun. All right, guys, if you haven't guessed it yet, it's all about the gingerbread this week, and we are so excited. Welcome to Three Themes Live, where theme number 1 is something to smile about, theme number 2 is something to learn, and theme number 3 is something to discover. Let's go. Everyone, welcome to Three Themes Live. I'm Kris here at my girlfriend's quilt shop, and I am so excited. We've got a brand new week ahead. It's a Monday, and the studio is buzzing because we also have a very special guest with us today. I'm so excited. If you don't know who Ameroonie designs, well, let's say Amy Chappell?
Yes.
Okay, maybe that's a little bit better way to say it. She is our guest designer today, and I couldn't be more thrilled to have her. We've been working on this for a while, haven't we?
We have,
yeah.
Yes, and I'm so excited to be here.
Well, we're happy to have you, Amy, and we are going to talk about some of your designs. Today we have an exclusive freebie design for everyone who's watching today. You're gonna love it.
So cute.
And we're embracing all the gingerbread, you know, all the themes. But before we get into all of that really fun stuff, I want to remind you of something. It's a new month, and you know what that means. It's time for another Stitch Your Story theme, all right, for the month. So, are you ready for this month's theme? I can't believe we're already to November, folks. We have done this all year long, and the finish line is just around the corner. But today and all this month, the theme is reflection. Ooh, reflection. Let's think about that for a minute, Jacki.
Yes. That was...
You said, what am I supposed to do with this word?
Exactly. Exactly.
Jacki,
it threw me for a loop.
Well, before we get started with that, would you mind, for anyone who is new joining us, and also for Amy, because she might not be acquainted with what we're doing with Stitch Your Story, will you tell us all what it's about?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It is so fun. So every month we have a new theme that we're going to do. And everyone is supposed to design a quilt block based on that theme. So it's all personalized. And so everyone's going to be making a quilt that tells all about their story and things they've experienced and all kinds of really fun stuff.
Yeah.
So we've had a theme every month, and it's been really fun. And so a lot of our customers will send in pictures of their blocks, and so we have those posted, and it's such a fun theme.
It really is.
I love that idea.
And the great thing is, like, every block tells a different story from their life. So there won't be any quilt that is the same as any other quilt.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. No, I love that. Yeah.
Isn't that something?
It really is.
So we worked really hard on it. Some of us are on point. Some of us are a little
life
behind.
gets in the way, right?
Life does get in the way.
But
I'm here to tell
off.
everyone who's watching, it is not too late. It is not too late to jump in where you're at. Don't become overwhelmed by saying, oh my goodness, but Kris, I missed this month and this month. You know what, I get it. Life happens. I'm right there with you. But jump in now, because this is the perfect time to do it. And this week we're going to focus during theme number 1 on reflection. And Jacki, you said to me, what is this all about? And let me go ahead and tell you our little line that I said, okay, Jacki, you got this. This is what we mean by reflection. Are you guys ready?
Okay, we're ready.
All right. November is reflection. In the quiet moments of reflection, we find the seeds of gratitude, where each lesson, each challenge, and each blessing becomes a reason to appreciate the journey we've traveled. All right, Jacki.
That was.
Tell us what you
yes,
did.
I did a lot of reflecting.
Yes. Did you look in the mirror?
I did.
Oh, I'm reflecting.
I know.
Okay.
So the block that I chose is a bullseye block. So
Interesting.
Here's mine.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. And so
Okay.
you're wondering, okay, what does that have to do with reflection, right? But here is this. So what I chose a bullseye block is because of the circles. It reminds
that.
me of the ripples of water. And I also chose my colors. It's a little hard to see, but the center is red. And that is my inner core. That is that represents me.
Love that.
So when you do this block, you cut it into 4 different sections. So I put the 4 sections as 4 phases in my life. Okay. So every phase has learning, you grow, you mature, you learn new things, you meet new people, and you evolve from yourself. Whether it's being young and looking inward, and so I decided that's why I did the bullseye. Now you'll notice in my block that I have one thing that is constant. That's the green.
And what
the
does
green
that
one.
represent?
That represents family.
Oh,
So that has remained.
perfect.
That has remained constant with me all the time. So
love that.
that's why I did it the same, because I did the opposite colors in the other blocks.
Wow.
So
I love that. That's
and
fantastic.
I also frayed the edges. I didn't do a.
Is your
turn
life
them
a
in.
little frazzled,
Yes,
Jacki?
and
Is
that's
that
what
you're
I
telling
wanted
us?
to say. I
Okay.
said my life is not. It's just not smooth and round.
Right.
We all have ups and downs, and
Yeah.
we all have. So that's why I.
Okay.
I
I
love that
kind
idea
of-
of embracing the imperfection of
Yes.
everyday
yes.
life. And
Yes.
yeah.
So
Oh my
that
goodness.
was my reflection.
I think it's perfect.
And I love the colors. I love the brightness and
Yes.
everything.
I think that represents you very well.
Yes,
Absolutely.
I think so. So
oh my goodness.
that is my block.
Okay. Some of you are saying I'm way behind. Some of you say I haven't even started. You guys, I promise, it is not too late. Jump in.
Okay, well, this is a great idea. If you really love to do the bullseye block
Yeah.
or even one block,
Sure.
you could do it 3 times and make it into a table runner.
There you go.
Or you don't have to do them all. You could even make one and make it into a pillow.
Well, exactly. And
Right.
here's the idea. I love that you bring that up, Jacki, because one of the things that I think sometimes we become overwhelmed by is this idea of perfection, that we have to have all 12 of them done or else we didn't do the job.
Yes.
No, if there's just one block in particular that really speaks to you, like you
Yes.
said, Jacki, go ahead, make that into something else. And then that is still telling the story about you.
Yes.
So don't feel like, oh, because I didn't do all 12, then I'm out.
I'm going to make this into a pillow, actually.
I love it.
Because I want it on my couch as a way of
Now
just
here's the
always.
thing, Jacki. I've got a challenge for you.
'Kay.
You got to write it down. You've
Oh,
got to
yes.
write down your feelings of what you shared with us today. And maybe if you're going to make it into a pillow, insert that into the back of the
Yeah.
pillow so that the one day when somebody finds that pillow and they open it and they see that, they're going to go, oh, I know exactly what was important to Jacki. I know what, the different phases of her life and what they represent, and this is what that block represents. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Jacki, for the
Okay.
inspiration. All right,
Well,
guys.
It was great.
We want you to be a part of it. We want you to be a part of Stitch Your Story. So go ahead, jump in where you're at, find the theme that speaks to you, and we can't wait to see what you make and to hear your story. All right, speaking of story, Amy, Chappell, thank you for being patient with us as we talk a little bit about our Stitch Your Story, but you're here today to share a little bit more about your story, right?
Yeah, and it starts with like my blog name, my business name, which is Ameroonie Designs.
Okay, where'd that come
So
from?
when I was growing up, my grandma's nickname for me was Ameroonie Bamboonie.
Oh,
And so
how cute
when
is
I
that?
was thinking about, what's a blog name? This is clear back in the early days of blogging,
Right.
a long
Okay,
time ago.
How many years?
Well, it was, I think 2008 was when I
Yeah.
started
Wow.
putting things out there on the internet and stuff. So it's been a good 20 plus years.
Wow.
And so I thought, what's a name nobody will use or nobody will, and I was like, well, nobody's going to use Ameroonie. And I was right, because it's hard to say and harder to spell. And
I said, that is very
but
unique.
now we're in it 20 plus years, and
Oh
so
my
that's,
goodness.
but it reminds me of my grandma, who inspires a
love
lot
that.
of my designs and stuff, because she loved celebrating the holidays, and she loved making it special. And in fact, a
Yeah.
couple years ago, I was walking through Target at Christmas time, and there was a bath mat, like Nutcracker or something, and a little toilet seat cover, and I just started to cry, because my grandma had passed away the year before, and it just was like, she even made her bathroom special,
That would have been her.
for the
Yeah.
holiday, and she would have loved that and stuff. And so it just, she's such a reflection of who I am and what I do and why and stuff, and
gosh.
so it was kind of fun to
You know what? That
have
is
a part of it.
That is pretty
There's your
fitting.
there's your block
There's
idea.
your block right there.
Yeah,
Right
no,
there.
that's why I love the idea of this
Maybe it
Stitcher
should be
story.
a toilet seat cover. Is that what you're saying? No,
I have too many kids for that to be very practical,
Yeah.
but
No, I agree with
Yeah.
Jacki that you really, that is a story that needs to be shared
Yeah,
as well.
it does.
I
Yeah.
think that's really special.
I love the name Ameroonie. That is so
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
I love that. It will just, every time I hear
Yeah.
that, I'm going to think of that story
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you just told.
So,
Yeah.
Amy, I would imagine that if you've been doing this for 20 years, then what was the motivation to start doing what you were doing? Your kids were probably very, very small.
Yes.
If not all born yet.
they weren't.
My guess
yeah,
is,
my
right?
oldest was a couple years old, and I just needed something that stayed done.
Yes. Yes.
So that was what started it. And my mother-in-law found me a sewing machine at a yard sale for $20.
I love
and
this.
she found a big garbage bag of satin and tulle. And
Wow.
right,
Wow.
like the worst things to start sewing with.
Right.
And I hadn't done much sewing since home ec, right? But
sure.
I at least knew my way around a machine. And that year, my neighbor and I made little circle skirts out of these big garbage bags of satin for our daughters. So there was yellow and pink, to all the princesses and stuff.
Yes.
And that was kind of my first, like, okay, I'm going to
my
start
goodness.
sewing and that kind of thing. I made a lot of zipper pouches and a lot of, I did decide my first foray into making a blanket, quilt, whatever, I wanted to make a jean quilt for my
Oh,
mom.
Okay.
So this is the very first, mind you, first quilty thing that I ever made. And I have 6, I'm one of 6 kids.
Okay.
So I got jeans from all of my siblings and my dad, and I cut them up, but I made it 2 layers thick. So every intersection was 8 layers of denim. I broke so many
And
nails.
this is your first project?
Yes.
Oh
And
my
I
goodness.
made it like
Yeah.
6 feet by 6. I mean, I made this gigantic. Like my mom would never use it because she's like, I could never wash it. It's so heavy. It's so heavy, dry. It would break a machine.
Well,
But-
it's a weighted blanket as far as today goes, is
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
That's
So
so
I
funny.
learned a lot. I learned a lot using that project and stuff. But then when my youngest was just newly, like she was an infant. She was my 6th baby, and I was struggling a little bit with some postpartum depression, and I had found a tutorial online for making little quilt heart blocks. And so that summer while I was pregnant, I had made 9 little hearts, and they were sitting on my sewing desk down in my craft room. And one afternoon, it was just so hard.
Yeah.
And my oldest was 13, so I had teenagers all the way down to this brand new baby, and I just was drowning in life. And so one afternoon, she was asleep, the kids were all busy, so I went down and I took these 9 little hearts and I sewed them together in this little mini quilt. And I held them up and I thought, oh, I love this. Just holding it up and looking at little rainbow
Like,
of hearts.
I did this.
And in that moment,
Yeah.
a little part of my heart just clicked back into place. And I just was like, I'm going to get through this. I'm going to be okay. And that is kind of the impetus when I started designing things and projects and stuff like that, was I know how important creating is for me and for my ability to connect with. It was a place where I could just be Amy. And I
Yes.
wasn't mom, and I wasn't the
Yeah.
laundry person, and I wasn't the cook, and I just wanted to be Amy. And that was where I could just find myself.
Amy, you have me
I-
teared
I
up
said,
right
me
now.
too. I'm like
you
going,
really do, because
my goodness.
it's so true.
It is
isn't
true.
It?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
And it's one of those things that I think, especially as a young mom, and you've got a million things on your plate and everything going on, I love the fact that you recognize the need that you had to create something that brought you joy
Yeah.
in that way.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is even now, as an older mom
Yes.
with older kids, and life is in a totally different space, that need to create hasn't gone away.
No.
Exactly.
And that space that you have just for yourself, that you hold sacred for you, and that's one of the projects that I have designed in my membership, but it's Claim Your Creativity. And it's taking ownership of that priority for yourself, because there's always something that's going to get in the way. There's
Isn't that
always
true?
dishes,
That
always
is so
laundry,
true.
always
Yes.
somebody
Yes.
needs something. And claiming that space for yourself is just so powerful.
Oh my goodness, I couldn't agree more. Marilyn says in the comments that she absolutely loves your story. So that is really sweet.
It's just so
And,
fitting. It
yeah,
just
a
fits
lot
right
of
with
you
our
can
our
relate.
theme.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying how they can relate to you. And I think at different stages of life, I mean, I absolutely agree, you know, in that younger stage of life where you're at right now. And I think those of us who are here and at home can also recognize the importance of creating now as someone who's much older in life, right? And perhaps the children have left the home and you're trying to find yourself again, if you will. You know,
Yeah,
you
for
mentioned
sure.
like, I wasn't the mom, I wasn't for a moment. Not
Yeah.
that that was a bad thing.
Yeah.
But we do have to find time to take care of ourselves. And I think that continues even today,
Yeah.
no
agree.
matter what your age is,
Yes.
right?
Exactly. And sometimes even more so, because
Exactly.
you don't have all these external things that kind of validate what you're doing or how busy you are or things like that. And so still being able to own and claim that space where you are just you and you are filling yourself up and you're finding
Right.
that thing that just lights you up. You know, I mean, that's just the satisfaction of finishing a project, right?
Yes.
And you hold it up and that, I can't believe I made that. I am so proud of me for making
Yes,
that. You
exactly.
know?
You should be.
And
Yes.
it just,
there's
know,
no
there's just
reason why
nothing
you
like it.
shouldn't be. There's no reason why you shouldn't be. And this,
Yeah.
and this, when you talk about the spark that lit, I think that is so true. And that's got to happen in each one of us. And then that's what motivates us to keep going, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That little spark.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my
In
goodness.
every phase of life,
Yeah.
right?
I know.
We
It's
always
so
have to
true.
find that time
I
for
love
ourselves.
that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So what? A lot of holidays. You love the holidays,
love the
right?
holidays.
That definitely sparked some things for you, right?
Yes. Yeah. And I design a lot of smaller projects.
Yes.
Because I want to be able to play with different techniques and do things that are fun or maybe out of my wheelhouse, but not feel like I'm investing hours of time and hundreds of, so much money into all the fabrics and things like that. And I can just get in and play and I'm not committed forever. I get bored.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
You know, if a project has 100 and something half square triangles,
we are kindred sisters.
I'm going to tap
She's
right out of
speaking
that.
our language,
She is,
right?
totally.
So I really love the smaller projects because it brings just a little bit of whimsy and some joy into my home. And like I said, it's something that my grandma did a lot of and my mom did a lot of, was really leaning into the seasons and enjoying the holidays and just kind of marking each moment. And like just this last weekend, my kids and I, we put away the Halloween and we pulled out the Thanksgiving and it's just fun to have it be
Agree.
your own handiwork and that kind of thing, and
Yes.
to just enjoy it and to just really settle into that season each
Oh
time.
my goodness, I couldn't agree
That's
more.
neat.
Well, I am so excited because, like Amy said, the things that she does is very doable and I would dare say very approachable as well. When I think of Amy, and I've known her for many years and I've seen her work, the thing that stands out to me is I could do that. I could do that, and it would bring an absolute smile to my face because I go, oh, that is so approachable. That's so doable. And today she's here to prove just that to all of us. And I can't wait to join her over at the sewing room. And she's going to share with us an exclusive freebie for all of us here at home to be able to do this holiday season. I know that you want to make the cutest things for your home, but I know that time is of the essence, right? So how about we do something that's very doable with Amy? We'll be back right after this.
Remember, Three Things Live is where we always have something to make you smile
Something to learn.
and something to discover.
Let's go.
My inspiration is a log cabin block. I love using rulers. It's called Log Cabin Trim Tool. You can do a 12-inch finish or you can do a 6-inch finish. First, cut your center square exactly. Make sure that your strips are cut at least a 1.5 inch. I'm going to take my square and I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch seam. Let me trim it. I can take it to my iron and press it open. Okay, so here was the one I just sewed. I'm going to sew another strip. I'm going to trim it. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to sew my next one. I will center my center square, trim it. I'm going to flip my block, trim it. So there's my perfect square. Okay, there's a little white square here, trim it. Flip my block, trim it. You're not going to trim this last one unless you square it up. It looks really, really good.
All right, friends, welcome back to Three Things Live. I'm Kris here at my girlfriend's quilt shop, and I have a very special guest, Amy Chappell from Ameroonie Designs with me today. And we just had a wonderful conversation. I absolutely loved what you shared.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I love creating and
Yeah.
I love having things to do. And so this project is a fun one because it's
Yeah.
portable and it's something that you can do in those down times and those just little moments that you're just hanging out and stuff like that.
That's
and
right.
still end up with something really cute and fun.
Okay,
for.
and can I add that, okay, this is not meant to be a bad word, my friends, but it is hand sewn, and you can do it. You can absolutely do it.
You absolutely can, and you can make it as simple
so
or as
cute.
complicated as you want.
I like that.
It doesn't have to be fancy.
Yeah.
But it's really fun.
It is.
So, and I
It's
have a couple
adorable.
of different ways to show you how to use the template and stuff, so
Okay.
that if you don't want to do the hand stuff, we have some other alternatives.
Okay, I think this is good to go. And you know what? It's very fitting to start off our gingerbread week. So show us what you have.
Okay, so we have this cute little gingerbread man garland, and I love how he turned out. Now, you'll notice each one, I decided to add just a little bit of different frosting to each one, just to add a little personality. That is not something you have to do. But I love how they turned out. So
I do
I'm going to
too.
share some of my favorite tips for cutting out felt, some of my favorite techniques and stuff. And then I'm also, like I said, going to show you some other fun ways to use this cute little gingerbread template
Okay.
to turn it into some other projects.
Perfect.
So
All right.
the first thing that I wanted to talk
so
about
cute.
when it comes to felt, my favorite method for cutting out felt is freezer paper. So you
Oh.
can use just the rolls that you find at the grocery store, like
Sure.
that's
In the
meant to
butcher
wrap things
section,
to go
yeah.
in the butcher section. Or you can buy printable sheets that can run through your printer, which
Right.
are my favorite ones because I hate tracing.
Yeah, exactly.
So I try to avoid it whenever I can.
Yes.
So I will print it out onto a sheet of freezer paper. And a couple of tips when you're doing that. One, make sure that you are just using an inkjet printer. No laser printers
Yeah,
with this.
good
Otherwise,
idea.
you're going to have wax melting into your printer. It will not be happy.
No.
So there is a shiny side, and then there's a paper side. So make sure you're printing on the paper side. Otherwise, you're going to get ink everywhere.
Right. Now, here's another little tip. If you don't have this kind of paper, you can actually cut it 8.5 by 11
Yes.
from your paper at home and send it through your inkjet printer.
Yes, and
Okay.
if you find that it's curling a little bit because it's coming off of the roll, I use just a little tiny piece of Scotch tape and tape it to a regular sheet of paper.
Brilliant.
That way it feeds through your machine or your printer a little bit better. So
Love that.
sometimes it's a little too curly and you have
Yeah.
to fight with it a little. So that's another great option
Okay.
as opposed to printing it out yourself.
Exactly.
So then what you're going to do is we are going to cut it out and leave a margin around the edge of your shape.
Okay.
Because you don't want to have to cut accurately twice, right?
So true. Yes.
So we're going to do a really messy rough cut first,
Okay.
and then we're going to adhere it to our felt. So you're just going to use your iron on medium heat and just for a couple of seconds, and it will stick right to that. And then you're just going to cut it out right
Perfect.
on that,
right on the
on the
line.
outside line.
Okay.
So it will make it really easy. It's going to look just like this. And then the most fun part is peeling away that
And
freezer
it doesn't
paper.
leave any sticky
It
residue.
doesn't, no residue, and
Right.
it doesn't like once you pull it off, you can tell which side it was stuck to. So it doesn't make your felt
amazing.
pill
Yeah.
or anything like that, which is really great. So
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about if you're doing letters or anything. You don't have to reverse the image or anything like
Love that.
Okay, so we have our gingerbread guy, and now we want to add our little bit of embroidery. So I have
Okay.
a couple of tips for transferring that embroidery onto your guy.
Can't wait.
First, you can just wing it, which is what I almost always do, because
Yes.
you have an option of, they have the water-soluble transfer paper, right? Solvay or other brands. I really don't like stitching through it.
I don't either.
It makes your
It's a
needle
little
kind
sticky.
of tacky and,
Yeah.
and that kind of thing. So, an alternative to that, if you don't want to go to the soluble stuff, but you also don't really want to wing it,
Okay.
is we're going to take our, I'm going to use my tapestry needle. You could use a regular pin. You could use an awl, something like that.
Okay.
And we're just going to pierce through our paper where we want our eyes to be. I'm going to do both sides of my little mouth here.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm going to just give myself a couple of spots
Okay.
right here on the mouth so I have a guide. Then I'm going to place this right back over here.
Oh.
And then I'm going to take a water-soluble pen, marking pen, and I'm just going to go right through those holes.
Now you could press it again, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could. If you didn't
were
want it
struggling
to, if
keep
it wasn't
straight.
staying where you wanted it to
Okay.
or whatever. And so I'm just going to
You're creating
mark
like
it
a
right
dot to
through
dot.
those. Yes. So then I have these little marks on
Mm-hmm.
here. And then when I'm done with my stitching, then I can just come through and erase it with water, or this one is a duo that has an eraser pen
Mm-hmm.
to it. So then you can just take care of it and get rid of any extra marks that you might not see or that might not be hidden by your stitches.
Such a great idea.
So, yeah,
I
so
love
that's
that
a fun,
tip.
easy
Yes.
way to not have to
Transfer.
deal with, because the other thing I don't like about the water soluble one is then you have to like soak the thing, the
Right,
whole project.
right.
And then you have to wait for it
Yes,
to dry.
and we don't have time to
No,
do that.
I don't like, I mean, sometimes I will, if absolutely necessary.
yes.
And if the embroidery is more involved than
Yes,
this,
of course.
you may want
Yes,
to.
yes.
But this is a really great alternative to
Right.
that. So then we are just going to start our little stitching here. So I have his face here.
Mm-hmm.
Now for the eyes and the mouth, and as well as the frosting that I have added to all these different little guys, I am using 2 or 3 strands of embroidery floss.
Okay, good
so
to know.
I like the boldness of the 3. If you want it to be a little finer, or if you want to add a little more detail,
Sure.
2 might be better. So
Okay.
like on this little guy right here that has the little leaves, this
how
one has 3, but
cute.
it makes it a little thick. So if you wanted to make that a little bit finer detail.
Okay, let's get an up close of this because that detail is absolutely adorable.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's really fun.
Did you do just lazy daisies?
Yes.
But
So
on
these are just,
both
I just did
sides?
a back stitch across, and then where each intersection of the stitches were, I did just a little lazy daisy on both sides to give it that look.
That is adorable. I
thank you.
love that look.
Yeah, it turned out really fun.
Okay.
So some other stitch ideas that you can do. This is just, I just did a wavy stitch, and then I added little French knots in
sure.
each of the ups and downs there. I did a little zigzag stitch here with just some back stitching. So this one's really fast and easy. And even easier is just straight stitches across.
And that's just as cute.
It turned out really
Yeah.
darling. And then one last stitch is, this is a scallop stitch. So it's like an open lazy daisy is
Okay.
basically what it is. So you, instead of having your 2 points together, they're separate, and then you just
Yeah.
tack down that loop at the top of each of your stitches.
Oh, absolutely.
So that one's another really fast and quick.
Oh
they're
my
all,
goodness.
They're all pretty fast and quick.
So, okay, so we didn't stitch the back.
No, I only stitched one side, but if you're hanging it on a window or in an
Sure.
opening or something, you totally
You could do
both
both.
sides.
Yeah. So tell us how you did the blanket stitch around it.
So I like to, my biggest thing with blanket stitch is, how do you start it?
Yes.
On the
that's
edge
so
of
true.
something.
Yes.
So with this one, what I like to do, and I'm going to trim this off really quick so I have this, give myself a little extra there.
Okay.
I'm just going to
I can't wait to see your tip here because I always struggle with that.
Yeah, now this one is kind of a cheater tip because it's felt. And so you have some thickness to the material that you're working with. And so if it's fabric, I would do it a little bit different, but I'm going to show you my little cheater tip for felt. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of just bury my, I'm going to bury my knot here in the center, but you can see I have my needle hidden, so it's in the middle of that felt there.
So it's not coming through the back.
So it's not coming through the back, and it's not in the front either. So it just fell out. So that way my knot just kind of stays. And then I'm going to come out where I want my blanket stitch to kind of start right there. So when I pull this through, now my knot is buried there in the center, and I have my floss coming out on the side. Now for this one, I didn't want the blanket stitch to be super intense, and so I'm only using one strand of floss to do that. If you
that does make a difference.
Yeah, if you want your blanket stitch to be really pronounced, I would go up to 2.
Okay.
I probably wouldn't go more than 2, only because
such a petite little thing,
and
right?
you don't want to have a big thick edge around your guy. I mean, you can if you want. It's your project. You do what you want.
Exactly.
Who am I to tell you what
That's
to do?
right.
Okay, now I have my floss coming out the side here, out the end. And so I am going to make my next stitch. I'm going to decide how long from the edge into my project I want my stitches to be.
Okay.
So I'm going to put my needle all the way through.
Okay.
And then I'm going to make sure that my floss is coming around behind my needle right there.
Okay.
So then I'm going to pull it and catch that
Hey, that looks good.
right there. So then my next stitch is, again, I'm trying to keep this space between my stitches and also how far into my project, those two things as even as possible, but it's supposed to be handmade. And so it's supposed to have some interest.
Isn't that
it's
so
supposed
true?
to be charming
Exactly.
and fun. And so don't stress
Doesn't have to
about
be
it.
perfect.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, let's be honest. Have you ever made a gingerbread cookie that was perfect?
No.
No. And frosted it? No. So,
Yes.
I love that.
So you're going to go all the way around your guy, and then he is going to, now I recommend leaving your opening for stuffing up on the top by one of the shoulders.
Why is
Only
that?
because you're going to stuff down into the legs. So if you leave your opening down in the legs, trying to get the stuffing around and into the arm is going to be a little harder than it needs to be. So if you start at the top and work your way down, but I also like to make sure that the head is round and the neck is nice and stuffed. So that's why I don't like to leave the opening in the head. But
you know what? That's actually a really good idea.
Personal preference.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yes.
So sometimes you figure some things out.
That's right. Trial and error.
So you can leave him flat like this, which I think
he's
totally
cute.
You could turn him into an ornament.
Yes.
And just have a string coming out the top of him so that you could just hang him from your tree. If you do want to stuff him, I do have a couple of tips. And the first one is fluff your stuffing first.
Okay.
Right? We always talk about.
What do you mean by that?
So
Tell us.
instead of just pulling out a handful of stuffing and then immediately putting it in, you're going to loosen it up so that you don't have any big, thick clumps that you're putting in. So I just take a handful and I get it fluffed, and then I'm going to take an even smaller part here. And then I have a stuffing tool. Now what makes this tool handy is it has a fork at the top. So it...
A fork?
Yeah, so
It
it's
does.
split. Now you
wow.
could take
Okay.
the stuffing tools that come with your...
Yeah, like the
it comes
wooden
with like a chopstick
stick.
thing or whatever. And
Sure.
you could take like an X-Acto knife or something, and you could kind of do that same thing. Like
Yes.
push it down in, be so careful. Please don't cut yourself trying to do this.
Yeah, you didn't hear that here.
But adding just that little bit of something in there to grip, it makes it so much easier, especially when you're stuffing something
so smart.
narrow like this. Now, if you don't have a stuffing tool, obviously you can use like a chopstick or the stick that comes with it, and you're just going to do a little bit at a time. Now, I just kind of hold it, the whole fluff ball right there, and you got to just open up the 2 layers here, and then I'm just going to use my stuffing tool because it helps me catch that stuffing.
You know, and
push it down
another
in.
tool that I like to use is a pencil, the eraser
Yes.
part, because
Yes,
that
because
really
it's got a little
can
bit of
grab
grip.
onto
And
it.
yes, yeah. So anything like that. Now with this one, some projects you want to stuff, like really stuff it.
Yeah.
This one, you want to go easy on it.
Okay.
Because if you try to overstuff it, then the round parts and the it just kind of starts to get, distorted.
A little
bit.
skilumpus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he just needs a little bit of stuffing just to
okay.
give him a little bit of body and a little bit of texture and stuff. So I will just go down, make sure you get down into the feet a little bit, into the hands, and he's just going to be nice and lightly stuffed.
Okay, so
just
don't
like that.
forget to fluff the stuff.
Yes, fluff it first and then put it in.
love-
And then you don't have to worry about lumps, which once you get it in there, it's harder to go in and kind of smooth things out. So it's nice if you start
I
with
think we
a little
should
bit
start a
smooth.
new hashtag. Hashtag
Yes.
fluff the stuff.
Fluff the stuff. I
There
love
you
it.
go. Okay.
I'm totally in. So I wanted to share a couple of other options. If
Okay.
you don't want, this is a sample that I was working on. That's why he doesn't have all the frosting
Oh,
and stuff.
he's cute.
But if you don't want to do the blanket stitch, you can just do a running stitch around the edges.
Yes.
And it gives you a really similar look, and it's way faster.
Okay,
you
that
could,
might
I
be-
used brown to coordinate on this one, but
Yeah.
you could use white and still kind of get that frosting look.
You know what? I think a
So-
lot of people are going to love that idea
Yeah.
because blanket stitching by hand, I love
Yeah.
doing it, but it takes
It's
some
not for
time,
everyone.
and it's
Yes.
not for everyone. But
Yes.
maybe doing like a running stitch, or could you even do like a whip stitch?
Oh yes, you totally could do a whip
Okay.
stitch, which a whip stitch is going to give you a much similar look to the blanket stitch, and it's just as fast as the running stitch, I think.
Yeah.
So a couple other options with this is you could cut out, you could use your freezer paper template once you have your man cut out, and cut out little white strips of felt using using your template there, and then just
Yeah.
either stitch or glue those down.
Hey.
You could use mini rickrack.
Glue.
And, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And or a rickrack, little mini buttons.
Mini
other kind of
rickrack would be
embellishment.
adorable.
Yeah. So there's lots of other ways to do that and finish it. So,
Yeah.
And then if you don't want to do that at all, you can just use.
You've really thought
I
through
cover
all
all
of
the
this.
bases. I try to cover all the bases.
I love
just
it.
used heat and bond and just made them onto a little mug rug.
Easy.
Yeah. So just
So
use
simple.
them down, do a little bit of free motion quilting.
Cute.
Or I did some quilt as you go, a couple of big pieces, and then I just cut them out. You
Oh,
could
those
use
are cute.
you could use like little mini clothespins to hang it on a string to make a garland, or just
Yeah.
turn them into ornaments as well.
Oh my goodness, that is so cute. I love that idea. Just do something very random and then you cut them out.
Yes.
So it's one big block.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just a great way to use up all your scraps, which I mean, I don't
Exactly.
have a ton of brown scraps,
Yeah.
but you know, you might.
Yeah, you might. Oh my gosh. Wow. This I've learned so much from you today.
Thank you.
Seriously, that was what a fun little project to do. Again, very doable, very approachable, very
Yes.
fun.
Yes.
And I think it's just as cute as can be. And here's the thing. We can't take our sewing machines with us everywhere, right?
No.
So sometimes it's nice to have just a little hand project to
Yeah.
work on.
while you're
you know.
quiet, sitting watching TV or
Exactly.
cozy by the fire. I love
Exactly.
having a handwork project,
Yeah.
so I almost always have at least one going.
You know, Kathy said in the comments that this would be a fun project to do with her grandkids.
Yes.
And I think that's a great idea as well.
Yes.
Because certainly they could take that needle and, put some embroidery floss through it, up and down and up and down, and it doesn't have to be perfect.
Yes, or if you use
know?
the glue, then
glue
you can
method
cut out
works.
little felt embellishments,
Oh,
and they can
yeah.
just glue it all on and decorate them how they want,
Or-
just like you would with the candy
Or
ones.
friends.
Yeah.
Scan and cut. We love our
Yes.
scan and cut, right?
Yes.
You could put this through the scan and cut machine and be able to cut out with felt all of those different parts. Be perfect,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, my mind is going. How
Lots of ways to use
fun.
it, yeah.
So many ways to do this. This is excellent. I really, really like this project.
thanks.
It is just as cute as can be. And then you strung it with some wool felt balls.
Yes, yeah, and I did 2 different sizes with mine.
Mm-hmm.
You could do whatever, but it's so fun just hanging like that.
Okay, this gets me in the mood for Christmas.
Yes, it does.
Oh my
I
gosh.
do have a little nook in my sewing room that's already Christmas-fied because I had to stage shim and stuff. I was like, you know what? I don't think it's coming
Christmas-fied.
down. Yeah.
I love that. Okay, do you guys have a room that is Christmas-fied at your house already? I want to see it. All right, that is too good, too good. All right, guys, thank you so much, Amy, for this. This was just a great little project, and I can't wait to see all of you make it. You know, you can get this on our website at mygirlfriendsquiltshop.com. There, you're going to be able to find the free download. Thanks to Amy. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And then you're to find the wool or the wool felt balls. We have those, the red and white ones, on our website, as well as we have tons of gingerbread felt. So if you're looking for any of those supplies, we've got you. So go ahead and check that out on our website. Now, make sure and stick with us, because after the little break that we've got, Amy is going to share with us some of her other creations that we are over the moon loving, including, oh my gosh, the Be Merry table topper. That is to die for.
It's a good one.
I can't wait for you guys to see. We'll be back right after this.
Leaves are falling and autumn is calling on Three Things Live.
Last week, we discovered some easy to make fabulous fall finery to liven up your home and get you ready for Thanksgiving. We made a table runner, napkins, added red work on napkins, napkin rings, and a 24-inch pillow.
Make one or make them all. Either way, click the links below to catch up on all that you missed.
If you aren't watching the show live yet, then it's time for you to come and find your people and the fun. Three Things Live airs Monday through Wednesday at 1 p.m. Mountain and 3 p.m. Eastern.
Remember, Three Things Live is where we always have something to make you smile
Something to learn.
and something to discover.
Let's go.
First of all, your setup is you're going to use the freezer paper. I'm just going to take it and I'm basically going to make a bullseye. And I just took my glue stick. I'm going to do a stitch around it. But I wanted it to look like a fuzzy bee bum.
A fuzzy bee bum.
Yes, and I just do a zigzag stitch. And you might want it a little bit tighter and a little than normal.
Okay.
And you're just going to stitch right between the black and the yellow. And you'll do that on all of this. When you get that all done, you've got your little fuzzy bee bum created. You're going to just cut this right in half. And then you're just going to fold it in half. And you're going to just stitch right along there. We just did a stitch right there. It's time to fill it. The Emery sand.
Walnut litter.
You put your emery or your stuff in there and you're gonna pull it tight, and then you're just gonna do your wings on there.
All
Super
right.
easy, and you get two.
And you get two.
It's like getting a freebie.
We would love to invite you to be a part of the Stitch Your Story Challenge for 2025. We're going to help you create a quilt this year that not one other person on the planet will have, because it's your story.
I wanted to leave stories for my kids.
We're asking you to create a personal 12.5-inch unfinished quilt block each month. It's according to a theme.
It's good therapy for me.
And we're going to give you different ideas throughout the year on what the theme is and what techniques you could possibly do, because really there's no right or wrong way to do it. It is all up to you and your own creativity. All your questions could be answered by watching Three Themes Live every month. That is going to be your go-to resource for everything Stitch Your Story. So please share with us your pictures, your stories, and you can do so by using the hashtag StitchYourStory2025 and hashtag MyGirlfriendsQuiltShop. It's not too late. It's never too late. Start today and move forward, because I promise you won't regret it. All right, welcome back to Three Themes Live, guys. We just finished the cutest tutorial ever.
That was so...
Jacki, didn't you learn so much?
Oh, I did, and
Yeah.
I loved it. I cannot wait to make it.
I know.
Thank you. Yes,
I
it's a fun
really
one.
love your little
Yeah.
fluff the stuff.
Fluff the
Yes,
stuff.
we're gonna fluff the stuff.
Hashtag it.
Yes,
Okay.
for sure.
I love what Joyce shares in the comments. She's on YouTube. She's saying that she decided a long time ago, I don't like limiting my Christmas decorations to only 1 month every year, so I have many themes out year round.
That's
love
a great
that.
idea.
You
Yeah,
know
great
what?
idea.
Yeah.
So maybe Joyce's Christmasified Christmasified.
Christmas pie.
Using your
Love that
language
word.
there, I love it. I
Yeah.
think that's too cute. All right, guys. Well, we saw a darling Christmas project. We have more adorable Christmas projects. But before we get into that, let's start off with the one that started it all. All right. Remember
Yes.
the little hearts?
Yeah, so this
Oh my gosh.
this is the little mini quilt that
is
I
so
shared
sweet.
about. It was how I put myself back together.
I love that so much.
it has terrible quilting. You can see the eyelashing on the back. I love
my
all the
goodness.
imperfections of it.
Exactly.
It,
Let's
it,
take a
tells my
closer
story.
look. It really does, doesn't it?
it-
And you said that's the one that gave you that spark back.
Yeah, yes. When I
love
was
it.
struggling with postpartum depression, this putting together those little hearts
Mm-hmm.
just put a little piece of myself back together.
so
That was how I knew I was going to be okay.
Oh,
so
very,
sweet.
very
So,
cute.
love
Okay,
it.
how about claiming your creativity?
Yes, so
yeah.
That one is
this is
really
the pattern
fun.
that I have. It's part of the membership that I have that talks about just taking time for yourself. And we have live classes and we have a sew day. And it's about this. It's about claiming that space for yourself and guarding it with
Yeah.
your time and with your money
Yeah.
and that kind of thing to make sure
That's
that
fun.
you
I love that.
have your own
That is so cute.
space for yourself. And this
That's
kind of
darling.
embraces
Adorable.
a lot of the things that I love, like the felt applique, the embroidery, a little bit of hand quilting in there,
Oh, I
some
love-
patchwork.
This is
Yeah.
beautiful. I love
it's-
the embroidery.
it's a
right
lot of
here.
fun.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay, then we've got the zipper pouches.
Oh,
You
these are
cannot go
so
wrong with a good zipper
cute.
pouch.
Yes,
I
so
love
right?
zipper pouches.
this is my nesting travel pouch, and I like it because when you're not using them, they all go together, and you can just store this away in your closet. But they have laminated. I used iron-on laminating to create some water resistant and some stain resistant on the bottom and on the inside. So when you have your toiletries or your makeup
Sure.
or whatever, then it's. So I have my toiletries in the big
great.
one. I have my makeup in the medium-sized one. All of my hair stuff
at
in
the
the little
tiny-
baby one.
Look how cute.
And then this is the extra tall version, so you can use it. Like we talked about doing your hand sewing and stuff. So I have a little freebie pattern when people sign up for my newsletter that is this little
that's
needle book.
cute.
And it just fits right in here. You can fit up to an 8-inch embroidery hoop in the tall version. And so you can have all of your stuff in there. I have my little
that's
hoop and my felt and
cute.
all of my things in one spot so
Oh
that I
my
can
goodness.
always have a project on the go. If I have to take my kid to a dentist appointment or something,
Yes.
I've already got it all loaded up and I can just take it with me and we're out the door.
I
And
know,
then
I love
So
that.
I
cute.
wanted to have a little accessory to go with the travel pouches.
Yes,
so
which
this
is
is
so
my
cute.
laundry. So it's a little laundry bag
how
and it's
fun.
lined fully so you can wash it and stuff, but and
A
then it has
laundry
little,
bag has never been so cute.
it has
know,
a little hook so
right?
you can hang it from the door in your, hotel room or whatever.
Sure.
And I love having it. It's just been such a fun little
Okay,
addition
what a
to
great
the-
idea. I've just put the plastic shopping bags in my luggage.
Yeah.
That's what I put. I'm going to totally make
Yeah.
this cute one.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Yes.
And it coordinates with the other pouches and stuff, so it's just a fun little matching set.
It's
and you
so
can travel
perfect.
in style.
So
cute.
perfect.
I love it.
Okay,
Love the
I
inside.
love this.
Okay, so this
Yes.
is my Be Kind mini quilt, and this is kind of a jumping off point for me with my quilting and all of that stuff. And I love the flexibility that raw edge applique gives you and how many details you can have. And so it's actually my handwriting that I turned into a pattern and
cute.
added the flowers and stuff. And I just wanted something that could be a reminder to my family, especially all my kids,
Yes.
to just be nice to each other.
Yes.
And
What a
so,
neat thing.
yeah, so when I was teaching this class, the people in the class were like, oh, you need to make more versions of it. You need to do, like be humble, and then you need to do like seasonal ones. And we were like, oh, that would be so fun. So that was where the Be Merry came from. Was we started with Be Kind, and then we
So
have
cute.
moved into some other.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Are we ready to
other
show
versions.
Be
Are we?
Merry?
Should we do some other things, or do we want to lead into that?
You know what?
I don't
Let's
know.
do a few other things.
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
going to keep us waiting for just a
said
minute
we need
longer.
to-
Well, I have, like I said, I love creating different projects that work with different techniques and that you can explore different things. So this one is a really beginner-friendly foundation paper piecing pattern. So all of the little leaves on it, and even the carrots themselves are foundation paper pieced, but they're very straightforward, very basic, super
Let's
beginner
show
friendly.
under the camera. That's
So
This is
that
so
you don't
cute.
have to worry
Love the
about
carrots. The carrots
Yeah.
are really cute.
Yeah.
And you get really nice, precise lines and everything. So it's a really fun way to kind of
Yeah, especially
lean into that.
Look at that.
Yeah, look
Yeah.
how
And
nice
those are
and straight
those
those
are
are.
perfect.
Yeah, and then it uses my favorite, this is a free tutorial I have on my blog, but my
Mm-hmm.
hidden zipper pillow back is one of my favorites because you can overstuff your pillow if you do that,
Little
which I
still.
love.
Yes.
And it keeps everything contained, but it looks nice and finished. And
It
then when your
does.
kids chuck them at each other, the zipper pull is hidden so
There
nobody
you
gets
go.
tagged with the metal bit. in
There
their
you
face.
go. I love that.
And
Okay.
then, the other thing I love about pillows is I have one insert that I use, and then I just create new covers
Oh,
for all
absolutely.
of the seasons.
Yes.
And you're only storing the covers, and you're not worrying about all
Where
of
to
the
put
other
all the
things.
pillows, yes.
So
Uh-huh.
this was the project that was in my membership for September, but we were doing needle turn applique, and so we
Oh.
were showing all the different ways.
Wow.
That you could do it with the interfacing or with freezer paper or starch or all the different things. And that's why I
Yeah,
love small projects like this because you only have to do one little apple.
Right.
But you
yes.
can play with it and decide if you enjoy needle turn applique or if you absolutely hate it.
There you go. You
And
might
there
as
were
well
lots of
figure
people
that
who were
out.
like, I'm
huh?
not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to do
It's
raw edge or I'm going to turn it into applique or something like that.
Yep.
And so,
So cute.
That's one of my favorite things
So
about doing
cute.
pillows.
You have
I
some
love it.
darling table runners. Let's take a
Thank
look
you.
at these.
So these are fun because I wanted to show, I actually have, here Jackie, I'll let you hold that one.
Okay.
This is the exact same table runner. And that's one of the other things I love about small projects is you can play with fabrics. You can
Yes.
play with the
Which
feel
is-
of it.
Yes.
Yes.
And you've not invested so much time and energy that making the same project more
Right.
than once feels redundant, but it gives you an opportunity to really figure out like how scale works and how contrast works
Sure.
and how things play with each other.
Yeah.
And to be able to see it in the same project
Yeah.
really
It-
kind of helps.
Well,
you know, it's
it
a chance to really
definitely
learn
does.
That's
that
really
kind
cute.
of.
Oh,
This is really fun.
absolutely.
So, and then this is
they're both adorable.
So this pattern
These are
has
so-
5 different projects. So this is
my
the big one that I love to have in my sewing
that
room.
one's
I'm
so
rainbow
cute.
everything, and so rainbow flowers
Love that.
is
So
exactly
cute.
what we did, and so
Oh,
it
that's
turned out to be
cute.
That's
Oh.
really fun.
Okay, love that.
That one is
This
darling.
is perfect for the season ahead of us.
This is perfect. This is my gorgeous pumpkin table
Oh,
runner.
gorgeous. I get it. Yes.
So cute.
So this is actually releasing this week. I have a few patterns that are just coming out, but this one is really fun and a great way to play with the stitch and flip corners. And
Sure.
Okay.
the thing about small projects, though, is you have to do small pieces sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I always
Yes.
apologize in advance for the little corners on the tiny pumpkins, but that's
It makes
worth
all the difference.
I think
Yes,
it's worth it.
it is
So
worth it.
We do it.
Absolutely.
And
That's really cute.
That is
really
I
fun.
love that
That's
one.
And if you wanna pull the
adorable.
pumpkins up
Oh,
here.
It's
sure.
really cute.
So we talked
I
about
love these.
fluff and stuff, and we also talked about the difference between understuffing and overstuffing. So these pumpkins are an example of one that you want to just cram as much
As you can.
stuffing
Yeah.
as you
Cute those
can
are.
so that you can get that nice, fun tufting
Ooh, yeah.
in there. So I have 2 different versions of this pattern. There's
that.
one that has the bigger size, and then there's the mini pumpkin version.
I love
And these
this.
are super
Cute.
fun to string together like you did with the gingerbread man
Yeah.
and make a little garland.
That is
with
That's
really
a
the
great
pumpkins.
idea.
That's a great idea.
Throw some felt palms in between them.
So cute.
Oh
And
my
it's a
goodness,
really
I
fun
love
one.
that.
So-
And I'm assuming you're using like a big doll needle or something
Yes,
to get those,
yes,
because
yeah.
you've done a very good job of
Yes,
that.
a
Feel-
tufting
feel
needle
that
is-
fluff.
They
I
are,
know.
They are
That's-
very
those are
stuffed.
That is stuffed.
Yes.
That's
That
one
is
stuffed
some major
pumpkin.
stuff.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I got real aggressive with that one.
And some other new patterns coming
Yeah,
out.
so this one is, again, from the Be Kind. So this is the Be Grateful version. So there's a wall hanging version, and then we have a table topper version of the same
So
one. And it
cute.
is, I love the colors of it, and
That's so pretty.
it just turned out really,
Oh, it's beautiful.
really fun. So then there's
Yes.
this is the table topper version,
Okay.
which I always love having it not directional,
Yeah.
so that everyone at the table gets to read
And you can see it. Yes.
You all better be grateful.
all grateful at the same time.
really, really fun.
That's
Look at
darling.
That is.
Oh my
So
goodness,
this
that
one
is
is
so
fun because
cute.
it's raw edge applique and a little bit of piecing.
Oh
and-
yeah, I can see that.
So it
yeah.
goes
This one is a new one.
Yes,
that
this
will
is
be
just coming
coming
out this week.
Yeah, so
okay.
if you're looking for these patterns, we will have all of them on our website and on Comment Sold on
Right.
Wednesday night,
Except
right?
for these. These these are like brand new.
Right, so that's coming
we're
Wednesday.
Coming Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So cute. Those are darling.
Is this something you want to share?
We can share.
Oh, I
absolutely
just
share.
saw it
This
right
is
here.
a, this is a pattern and a master class that I have on my website, and this is my deluxe needle book.
Oh, wow.
And so it has all the pockets, all of the spots for holding all of your pieces, for all of your. So I keep my working floss inside there, so I can
cute.
just pull the strands out as I need them.
Okay, and look at
Cute.
the little pocket.
Yeah, and
That's
I
darling.
put pins in and needles and
Okay,
all of
this
the
is the
things.
deluxe needle book.
This is the deluxe
Yeah.
needle book.
The deluxe needle book.
The one.
Look at
Yeah.
look at
So
this.
it's
Is
deluxe,
it
and then
different?
there's little slip pockets there. So like my garbage and stuff, because sometimes I'm at a football game or something, and I need to be able to keep all my trash and all my clip off the things and stuff like that.
Well,
so
that's
that's
that
Love
is
that.
the
That's
cute.
a
That's
fun-
cute.
That
Yeah.
is really
Okay,
cute.
we have just a couple more minutes, so we got to go fast. But you guys, this is so cute.
Yeah, so this is the Be
Be
Merry,
Merry.
and this is the wall hanging, and then the table topper version again.
Oh
of
my
that one.
gosh, I love these.
It
but
turned out really
you
fun.
guys,
But I love this one.
Yes.
so
this is
much.
what we kitted and is available on our website. Check that out. I'm loving
Those
how
colors
this
are
is fitting.
so fun.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that little bit of pink in there, and oh my gosh, the fabrics are so fun.
Yes. And
Yeah.
we kind of did our holly leaves a little bit different.
Yeah.
And instead
Yeah.
of in the circle.
I love it. I love it.
Oh my goodness,
cute.
this one's beautiful too.
Thank you. So
Yeah,
this is another
like-
masterclass that's coming out this week and next week. Or actually, you can join us live for it. But this is all collage quilting. And
Yeah,
so
it's
this
gorgeous.
is another one that was just a fun way to play with a new technique and to have some fun. And so it,
Oh,
I love
stunning,
that.
it turned
stunning.
out
I love
really
that.
fun.
Okay, gotta have the Christmas stockings.
Yeah, so these are my foundation
Oh.
paper piece stocking. There's 3 different versions, 2 trees, and then the
Okay.
patchwork version.
I love the size.
And yeah, they're a fun
They-
size,
they
but
are.
not too big.
Yes.
But you got the big toe, so you can
Yes.
add the little treasures down at the bottom.
Oh, of
right?
course, yes, gotta have that.
Those are really
and then these
cute.
ornaments.
And then these
oh,
ornaments
my
are
goodness.
so fun. These
I
are
love
my
these.
felt word ornaments.
These
And
are
again,
so
it's another
adorable.
hand stitching, but if you don't want to do the hand stitching, you can glue them. Or I am
We
not
can do
here. We're
hand
not
stitching,
judging, but I
folks.
love hand
I love
stitching,
your-
and I love just using a little running stitch so they
Yes.
come together really quick. These have some fun little sequins on it for just a little bit of sparkle.
Those are darling.
And
these are
they turn out
cute.
fun.
Are so cute.
And these are more embroidery again. I know, I know,
That's okay, but it's
they're
so
so
adorable,
fun. So these
though.
are my
Look how
embroidered
cute.
word ornaments.
They're so cute.
And
I love
they are a
this.
lot of fun. Now I have one really fast. This is a free
Oh,
pattern, a sew along for November that I am offering.
Oh, that's
so we are going
pretty.
to make this wreath ornament or this wreath table runner, and so I have a sign up form on my blog and stuff, and you
That's
can
really
join
pretty.
in and have some fun.
That's really
how
fun.
This one has
gorgeous.
half rectangle triangles, which I know scares people sometimes, but I'm here to tell you, we're going to
Ooh.
walk you through
Oh,
it.
okay.
And it
Wow.
is going to be so much fun.
okay, let's
Oh,
see.
this
We've
is
got-
So this
cute.
is my
This.
little winter icon.
This is
mini
adorable.
banner,
This
and I
is
have
adorable.
this in all the different seasons. So I have a patriotic one, and a Valentine one, and a Halloween one.
I love your
And
detail.
It's fun when you have
oh.
a spot that you can just swap
Just
out
look
the
how
things,
cute.
and so it makes
how
it a
cute
little
those
bit
are.
more straightforward. And
The snowman is
Yeah.
darling.
Yeah.
I
Cute.
love that.
They
And
are
your
really
little
fun.
houses
That-
are so cute.
And then these are my fabric houses. Now I thought this would be so fun to make up to look like gingerbread houses.
Let's go
Use
through
some
Yes.
cute brown fabric
Which
and
is
all
so
of the
cute.
accessories in white.
Yeah.
would be absolutely darling
Oh
and a
my
really
goodness.
Love, love, love.
accent to add to
That's
that.
really
So-
fun.
Okay, we're about ready to
All right,
close, but
one
let's
last
show
little-
this because
and
that's
these
so
are
fun.
my Christmas mug rugs.
Those are
And
adorable.
so it has
Look
all the
how
fun
cute.
different appliques and lots of different, and so you can interchange and do the stockings and have all of the different versions of it together. So
So,
And then
so
Valentine's
cute.
Day will be here.
it will
Before
be
you
here
know
before
it,
you
before
know
you
it.
know
This
it,
is
for
my
sure.
love
You know it.
noted pillow.
So cute.
And
So
it is
cute.
a really fun one that comes together.
That is
Oh
so
my
fun.
goodness.
So-
Holy smokes. That was a lot.
It's a lot.
And
when
it
you
was
make small
so
projects,
cute.
you can bring a lot.
And
That's
you can
right.
go-
They fit in just one IKEA bag.
I love it. I mean, seriously,
Yes.
all of those make me so giddy and excited for the
exactly.
holidays and
Yes.
and to just play
Yeah.
with fabric and have
Yes.
so much fun.
And do
Yes.
a small project. I love the
Yes.
small
Yes.
project.
Yes.
Yeah, and when you have a project or a fabric that you really like, but you don't necessarily want to buy, big fat
Yeah.
quarter bundle or something, you can get a turn pack and,
Yes.
and then make a full project
Oh, I
without
love
a
it.
ton of fabric.
Oh my
So
goodness,
it's a lot
Amy,
of fun.
I think you've
fun.
inspired all of us.
Oh, good. Thank you so much.
You know,
Yes.
I'm
It's been
so grateful
delightful.
that you have come. I'm just, I've known you for years,
Yes.
and it's just so fun to now be together and for you to share all that you've done. I'm so proud of how far you've
thank
come with
you.
everything. And,
Yes, it's been a journey, but a lot of fun.
happy
Yeah.
for your success.
Thank you.
truly,
Thank you. I
truly.
appreciate that a
Oh
lot.
my goodness. All right, friends. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. We hope that you're inspired as we are. And I hope that you'll continue watching throughout the week because we have some more really fun gingerbread projects for you that you might as well just like tie it all
have it all.
together,
Yeah,
right?
have it all.
Just embrace
to
it all.
and have some fun.
Exactly. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Keep doing all the things you love, and we hope to see you again real soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.